keeps. Hurts cuts. Hurts has the first down. And Jalen Hurts might have just put it away for the Eagles.
The Philadelphia Eagles select Devontae Smith, wide receiver, Alabama.
What is up, everybody? What is going on? Welcome to Mock 5 of our Eagles Mock Draft Simulator. Today we're doing a 3-round, we're definitely doing trades. If you were watching us a couple of days ago, we did a mock, dueling mock with my man Shane. We did no trades, but today we are doing trades. And what's different about today is we are doing a Pro Football Network mock draft simulator. So we've done a lot of the draft networks mock draft simulator to see kind of like how the board will fall for the Philadelphia Eagles. This is Pro Football Network. The board is going to fall very differently, and we're going to kind of like get our best case scenario for the Philadelphia Eagles. Guys, if you're watching us live, be sure to smash that subscribe button. Hit the like button if you love the NFL draft. If you're watching us live, be sure to comment. We are doing a 3-round mock draft for the Philadelphia Eagles. Normal speed. Let's draft, guys. If you're watching us live, give your comments. Obviously, we've got Tibbs and Kyle Hamilton off the board. 1-2 there. That is pretty interesting. Let me get rid of some of this advertisement. That's really annoying. There it goes. Resume draft. Hutch to the Texans, Karlaftis to the Giants would be an absolute nightmare for me because I love George Karlaftis. Let's keep it rolling. Kenyon Green is versatile inside offensive lineman, and Karlaftis to the Giants are really, really two good picks for the New York Giants. It pains me to say. We've got DeMarvin Leal. Matt Corral is the first quarterback off the board for the Denver Broncos. Right now, it looks like Aaron Rodgers is heading to the Denver Broncos. So a lot can change within the next few months. Let's keep it rolling here for the Jets. Jameson Williams is the first wide receiver off the board. That is interesting. Jameson Williams to the Jets. Washington goes with Ajabo. Damn it. Ajabo to Washington. Devin Lloyd to the Minnesota Vikings. That is a really good pick. I really like that pick for them. Browns go Garrett Wilson and Derek Stingley. The Ravens are offering us pick 25 and 45 to trade up. I wonder who they're trying to get. I'm going to reject that for now. Saints are offering us pick number 18 for 49. I'm looking at who is on the board as we stand. We've got Chris Olave, Ahmad Gardner sitting there, Tyler Linderbaum sitting there. Some really good players like Nakobe Dean is sitting there, and we've got back-to-back picks. So I'm going to take this deal right now if I'm the Eagles. We're going to trade back a little bit. I like this. We're going to trade back just a little bit. No, we are rejecting that deal with the Giants. I am on the board here, and I'm going to take Ahmad Gardner. I need to develop a number 1 corner behind Darius Slay, who I think is absolutely terrific. He was one of the most positive stories for the Philadelphia Eagles last year. But Ahmad Gardner would be he is my number 1 corner. If you looked at my cornerback rankings for this class, I think Ahmad Gardner is a no-brainer. We're going to make him our selection. Eagles fans would be in love with this dude. He is my pick for number 16. We've got a trade offer from the Miami Dolphins here. We are not doing that. Reject that. Bengals want to trade up. Nope, not doing that. The Dallas Cowboys want to trade up. No, we are not doing that. I'm sitting at pick 18, and we are sitting at, my Connor Murphy says I would too. You would trade that back? Are you talking about the trade, man? Let me know if you're talking about that trade. Yeah, I think it's very realistic. The Eagles do at least one trade back here in the first round. Build those assets for next year's draft. Build those assets for maybe a quarterback down the road. Yeah, he said, yeah. So that was a really good trade. We got our guy, Ahmad Sauce Gardner, with our first selection. We're sitting here at pick number 18. We got back-to-back picks. It's really hard to not make this selection. For me personally, the Eagles need to add playmakers. The Eagles need to add stars. When you're talking about a guy like Tyler Linderbaum paired next to Jeff Stoutland, the best coach on the Philadelphia Eagles, you have to add talent. You have to add. You look at these playoffs, especially last weekend. There are stars. There are playmakers through and through across the board on both sides of the ball. For me, Tyler Linderbaum is a 10-plus year star in this league, all pro. I just can't pass that up at pick number 18. So for me, I'm going to make that selection. And now we're sitting here. Oh, we got another trade offer from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Another trade back from the Chargers. Not doing that. Giants want to trade up big time. I'm not doing that. We're sitting at 19. I already traded back. I've already got another second-round pick coming here, which I love. Pedro says, best Eagles content. Thanks. Dude, thanks, man. That means everything. I appreciate that, Pedro. Thank you, man. That made my day. We are sitting here with pick number 19 for the Philadelphia Eagles. I think I go I've got a cornerback. I've got an inside offensive lineman that is a beast. Here is a position where, like I said, I add playmakers. I want to get playmakers for this Eagles offense and defense. Do I get Nakobe Dean, a sideline-to-sideline guy he's a playmaker, absolutely a playmaker. That would be an instant fan favorite. The guy probably would sell more jerseys than any rookie in the NFL, considering how much Eagles fans want and crave a linebacker to develop. Or do I go with a guy like Treylon Burks, man? Treylon Burks is a big-time linebacker-esque wide receiver, man, a guy that can go down the field, make contested catches, play in the slot. You need an X guy next to Devontae Smith, a guy that can play also in the slot. You look at Jalen Hurts, for who we're running it back with next year. You got to get a guy that can, make plays on the ball. And Treylon Burks, 6'3", 220, 30 pounds. He's a monster wide receiver. This is a tough decision. At the end of the day, I've got that Jim Johnson in my head. I am a Eagles fan from the jump here. I grew up watching Jim Johnson football. I want to watch a Eagles defense grow together and dominate. So I'm going to go Nakobe Dean here with my selection. I think Eagles fans will be going and doing backflips if this was how the board fell for the Philadelphia Eagles. So right now I've got Ahmad Gardner, who's going to be just a potential lockdown corner, number one corner. I've got Tyler Linderbaum, and I've got Nakobe Dean. Right now we're looking into round 2. I've got picks 49 and 51. And again, I've only done a Pro Football Network mock draft a couple of times. So I don't know how this is going to fall. I have no idea how this is going to fall. This is why this is so much fun, because we're doing this live and we're going to kind of see how the board falls here. Presidential Mike, that's a great one. We're getting a veteran wide receiver in free agency. Man, I hope so. I think that is priority number one. Obviously, things are going to change big time once we get into free agency, and we'll see. Presidential Mike goes go Dean or Davis. I fully agree here. So we went Nakobe Dean. So right now, our first 3 picks with a trade back and getting a second-round pick. We got picks 49 and 51. I'm going to let this board fall a little bit, and there's some guys here that I really like that I'm nervous about, and we'll see how this board falls. I have no idea. Pro Football Network, this is their baby. All right, so we are going here. Kaiir Elam to the Arizona Cardinals. I like that guy a lot. I've got a Florida Gators podcast lined up to talk about their prospects. Kaiir Elam was my number 4 cornerback in this class. Treylon Burke goes there to the Tennessee Titans. That is a really good selection. I don't have another pick here for at least 15. I'm going to just skim who's available here because what I really want right now is an edge rusher. I really, really want an edge rusher. As we said here, waiting for picks 49 and 51. I've got my linebacker. I'm pretty happy about that. So, resume draft. Let's see how this goes. Jaquan Brisker. Trayvon Walker goes to the Colts. That was one of my favorites. I really like that dude. Kenneth Walker, one of my favorite running back prospects, goes to the Miami Dolphins. Not how I wanted this to go. Isaiah Spiller to the Tampa Bay Bucks. That is another prospect I'm really, really high on. I would absolutely go day 2, day 3 running back in this class, and I'm hoping those two guys fall. Trent McDuffie to the Texans. Chad Muma is one of my favorite linebackers in this class. He goes to the New York Jets. This is murder's row right here in this top of the second round. I'm not going to lie. Trent McDuffie is my number 5 cornerback in this class. Just really high talent there. I think he's going to be a big-time stud, especially on special teams. He's a great returner. We're going to let it fall. We're going to let it fall. It's not how I wanted it to go at all. Kenny Pickett there to Washington, which is really interesting. I really like Kenny Pickett, man. I think what makes me so attracted to Kenny Pickett is, unlike Jalen Hurts, when he's scrambling, when he's out of the pocket, the dude keeps his eyes down the field. The dude does an amazing job at improvising and hitting guys in stride outside of the pocket, and being a playmaker here. So that is a really good pick for Washington. Unfortunately, we're coming up here in this draft. Not how I wanted it to go, but Darian Kendrick is a nice pick for the Minnesota Vikings. They're having a sneaky good draft. We're going to let it go. Let's let it ride. All right, Panthers are offering us second and third next year to move up. We're not doing that. Kansas City Chiefs want to move up for a future second. We're not doing that. So now we sit here with pick number 49 and 51. Look at the board here. There's Malik Willis just chilling. Malik Willis is just chilling. That is an interesting player. Absolutely. I'm going to go my first selection. I'm going to go David Bell. I need to get Devontae Smith some help here, and that is David Bell. I think, like I said, playmakers, I need an a guy that can go down the field. He doesn't have elite speed, but he has really good long speed. David Bell is really good. He's got nice size, and what he's good at is, he's a deep ball kind of guy. So David Bell, I think, would be a really good fit next to Devontae, who I'm hoping we see a little bit more in the slot this year. I think we're only scratching the surface with Devontae, and I think David Bell's that X guy. That'd be a really good fit next to Devontae Smith. That's going to be our selection. I need playmakers, man. I need a guy that can help the Eagles in the red zone. Absolutely. So David Bell is my guy. We're sitting here at pick 51 again. I'm going to go Myjai Sanders. Myjai Sanders is my pick number 51. I don't have an edge rusher. You look at Josh Sweat, who had his flashes at the end of the year, but he didn't play in the playoffs. I think you look at the Eagles and their weakness. They didn't get to the quarterback. They did not get home this season. And I think getting a guy like Myjai Sanders, who has length for days, he has extremely long arms. He's got a great build. He needs to add strength, especially lower body, but he's a playmaker. His A to B speed is among the best in this class. So Myjai Sanders out of Cincinnati, who had undeniably one of the best defenses in college football last year. I'm going to make that selection, and I'm going to add him to that rotation with Josh Sweat and Milton Williams moving forward. So I think that's a really good selection. Myjai Sanders is my pick. And we're rolling. We are rolling. What is my next selection? We're going to head into round 3 here. We are into round 3. I'm going to just pause the board. Christian Harris goes to the Seattle Seahawks. Channing Tindall, just a speedster, goes to the Detroit Lions. Brandon Smith out of Penn State, another speedster. Linebacker goes to the Denver Broncos. Roger McCreary following, according to Pro Football Network, man, this dude is, at least a lot of mocks I've seen, Roger McCreary is a potential number 1 corner. Interesting to see how boards differ on prospects like this, for sure. So the Eagles aren't up for a good bit of ways. We're not up until pick 83. We're at pick 69. I'm looking at the board here. Kind of look at what my selections are so far. I've got my edge rusher. I've got a playmaker on the line. I've got a playmaker on the outside at wide receiver. I've got cornerback, potential number 1 corner. I've got a number 1 linebacker, that's going to be all over the field. And I've got a really good edge rusher in Myjai Sanders, who I think has a lot of potential. 3 down edge rusher potential, no question about it. This is dangerous. I'm going to really just skim this board here. Rasheed Walker. I'm going to let it roll just a little bit. Just a little bit. Rasheed Walker goes to Chicago, a tackle out of Penn State. Dude, that guy was projected to be like a first-round pick, and he just had a really disappointing year for Penn State. That's a really good selection from Chicago. I think, if that guy falls in that like day 3, round 3, round 4 range for the Eagles, knowing that Lane Johnson is getting up there in age, you can get a developmental right tackle like that, starting right tackle. I think that's a really good selection. Kyler Gordon to the Giants is a really good selection here. Let's keep it rolling. Arnold Ebiketie to the Atlanta Falcons is a really good selection there. I really like that pick for them. Oh, that was kind of the guy I was hoping that would fall just a little bit. And he's not falling, man. This is a tough draft, no question about it. I think this is more realistic than the Draft Network. I really do. Just off this just real quick reaction. So what do I do here? Desmond Ritter's just chilling there in the 3rd round. That is pretty interesting. George Pickens is another playmaker, but I already took David Bell, and him and George Pickens are pretty much the same kind of prospect. John Mechie is another kind of guy that has a ton of potential. Brian Asamoah is just chilling there as well. Let's see what happens. Let's let it roll. Asamoah to the Giants, man. Giants are killing us in this draft. We're going to reject this one. We are on the clock here with pick number 83. Martin Emerson, 6'2" corner out of Mississippi State. Another guy that not a lot of people know about, but measurables-wise, really interesting player. Isaiah Likely is a kind of a do-it-all at tight end. Very good receiver, but also a very good blocker. Would be a really interesting pick. I think tight end is kind of an underrated need for the Eagles. I mean, you look at just in general playmakers from everything we saw in the playoffs last year. Any chance I can get with a playmaker at any position at wide receiver, tight end, you name it, I'm all in. Let me skim this board. Logan Hall is a really interesting player, but Milton Williams had a really good season, especially on the inside. So that kind of makes me pause. Logan Hall is a guy that can play inside or outside. I might do Logan Hall, to be honest. Isaiah Thomas is interesting out of Oklahoma. Darian Beavers is a really interesting pick. He reminded me a lot while watching tape of Jeremiah Trotter. He amazing against the run, amazing at getting to the quarterback. 6'4", like 240 pounds. He looks like watching a defensive end in space running around sideline to sideline. He's really fun to watch. If you see my linebacker rankings, I think I had him in that like 6 to 7 range. So definitely go check him out. Definitely a situational, like early down linebacker. You don't want to play Darren Beavers out of Cincinnati on third downs on passing situations. Not at all. But he's a really good like impact player, like Stuart Bradley. Like put him in the right situation, he could be a terror for quarterbacks and running backs in the backfield. Really interesting pick. Haskell Garrett, another interior defensive lineman. Jeremy Ruckert is another player I really like. Thayer Munford, but we already got my guy, Linderbaum. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take Logan Hall out of Houston. Logan Hall is a interior defensive lineman, but that can also play on the edge. Just a 6'5" monster. Logan Hall, I had him in my top 10 ranking edge rushers here. This is one of the best edge rushing classes I have seen in years. The top 10 in this class are absolute studs. And Logan Hall made my top 10. So here we go. Ahmad Gardner at number 16. We made some deals. We made some trades. Let me know in the comment section how you would grade my draft. I'm going to put it on my Twitter account at Mr. Crockpot, and I'll put it here on YouTube. Please, and you just grade my mock draft. Grade how you think this played out. I didn't get any future picks, which I really like. I think realistically, the Eagles are going to be definitely going that route in this draft, for better or worse. I think they're going to be putting their chips into next year's draft and free agency to just make sure they, cover their asses and are prepared to get a elite quarterback. I'm running back Jalen Hurts, no question about it, but that is how Howie thinks. So we are looking at this draft. We've got Ahmad Gardner. We got Sauce at 16, A+ pick. We've got Tyler Linderbaum at 18, and we traded back there, A+ pick. I think he's actually gone really high over the last couple of weeks. I've seen him in the top 10. Tyler Linderbaum. Garth Pooh says, "I hope you're feeling better." Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. I was dealing with COVID-19. That shit was real, man. I had severe fatigue. I was in bed for multiple days. It sucked, but we're back, and I'm just couldn't be happier to talk Eagles, baby, and the NFL draft. Nakobe Dean at number 19 is my third selection. I'm still congested. You can probably hear it. Nakobe Dean is a sideline guy. That's not a guy. The only kind of concern with Nakobe Dean is he's small. He's 6'1". He's not going to cover tight ends. He's not going to, thrive in that role. But what he is I think he's a solid outside, weak side, 4-3 linebacker that can go sideline. He can get to the quarterback. He can make an impact there. Blitzing inside or outside, utilizing his speed, which is among the best at the linebacker position. No question about that. Didn't stop you from watching What Matters, Boba Fett and Peacemaker. What do you think about Peacemaker, man? I'm not sold on that show, man. I love Boba Fett this week. It was awesome. Boba Fett was amazing. The best of the season, no question. But Peacemaker, episode 4 was awesome. This one took a dip. Next up, I've got David Bell, a 6'2" X kind of receiver, a contested catch kind of guy on the outside to pair next to Devontae Smith, which I agree, guys. We had a comment earlier. Should the Eagles get a free agent wide receiver? I agree. Again, I am adding playmakers to this Eagles team, and I think David Bell is a really good playmaker. Next up, Myjai Sanders, talking about playmakers. Dude was a monster for Cincinnati, one of the best defenses in college football last year. I just realized I got Sauce and Myjai Sanders. That's pretty cool. And we need that toughness. The Eagles defense needs that toughness. You need a guy that, Derek Barnett's gone. Brandon Graham, I don't know how much you got out of him moving forward. Myjai Sanders is a 3-down edge rusher, starting edge rusher to build around. And then we got Logan Hall, an inside-outside kind of defensive lineman, similar to Milton Williams. But you look at Fletcher Cox, what do you got going there? I think his future is definitely in question for the Philadelphia Eagles. Javon Hargrave had a terrific year, but you can never stop. You can never stop building on the lines when you have a chance to add, legit talent. And I think I'm usually modest, but I would grade this a solid A- draft. I think this is top to bottom, a great draft. All spots here would make an impact on day one for the Philadelphia Eagles. Garth Bruce says not the best showing this week. Character arcs are always a drag. I agree, man. I think the writing is really good. I'm not the biggest Cena guy, and I'm not the biggest Peacemaker guy as a character. And I'm not big on the plot right now. So it is what it is. I think it's just an average show. It's brilliant if you love James Gunn. 100%, man. The dialogue just continues to go, man. It's one of those there's a lot you can tell, like there's a lot of scenes and sequences where it's a lot of improv and all that kind of stuff. And Cena's doing everything he can for it, but I just don't think it's a show for me. I'm enjoying Boba Fett much, much more. So that is my draft. Guys, follow me on Twitter at Mr. Crockpot. I'll be putting this on my Twitter account for you to vote on. I will be putting this on the YouTube channel to be voted on. We're going to be doing 20 of these by the time the draft goes down. I'm in the works of doing a Senior Bowl watch party next Saturday at 2:30 with multiple YouTube content creators. So the Senior Bowl is right around the corner. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait. I just can't wait. This is my favorite time of the year. This and the NBA draft is hands down my favorite. So guys, follow me on Twitter at Mr. Crockpot. If you're new to the Painted Lines, give this channel hit that subscribe button. If you love the NFL draft, be sure to like this button and hit that bell because we're going to be dropping NFL draft content all the time. My wide receiver rankings for the NFL draft will be coming out this weekend. If you've been watching our shows, I kind of already revealed my rankings. I've joined multiple shows this week, and we already talked about kind of who's going number one and who's going where. It is what it is. Happy draft season, everyone. I hope everybody here has a terrific weekend. Please be sure to stay safe, stay healthy. God bless everyone. Thank you, everyone, commenting. It was a ton of fun. And don't forget, stay awesome, everybody.
Third down. Hurts keeps. Hurts cuts. Hurts has the first down. And Jalen Hurts. But it just put it away for the Eagles.
The Philadelphia Eagles select Devontae Smith, wide receiver, Alabama.